score! Derek Stepan!
It's been surreal. I know it's Derek and I know it's NHL, but it's just different. Here he is doing it at 20 years old and having success.
It was funny because it started off on a little rink when he was about 3.5, 4 years old.
From the first day I could walk, I was walking around with knee hockey sticks, shooting on my dad in the living room.
Derek would sit on his grandpa's lap with a hockey chalkboard, and he would tell Grandpa, here's the deal. He would sit there and draw up plays day after day. Every time we'd go see Grandpa, he would sit on his lap and draw up plays.
It was just the environment and the way I was raised. It's just kind of a hockey atmosphere, and I just grew to love it. It happened so fast. If you would have told me Shattuck, I would have played 2 years in Wisconsin and been playing for the New York Rangers, I would have looked at you like you had 8 heads. When the New York Rangers drafted me and called me, I was with my father at the time, and he kind of got a little emotional. It's something that kind of hit home for him.
When the Rangers called his name, for me, sure it was a big deal because I felt like I was close. I didn't quite get there, and now my son's going to have an opportunity to maybe live out my dream a little bit too.
That was the day that I kind of realized that, hey, now I really got to start working because I really want to make sure that I pick up where he left off.
You saw him right from training camp, the skill he has and the work ethic and how determined he was to make the team.
First day I had a good day on the ice when we first touched pucks, and it was something that kind of was like a snowball effect. It kept getting bigger and bigger. Like, hey, this could happen. You just got to keep playing.
It wasn't like that standout kind of superstar type looking guy. He's one of those guys that will come out of the game maybe and have a couple assists, and you might not have noticed too much, but you look back and oh yeah, he made a couple great plays.
I watched him ever since last year when he was at World Juniors, and just the way he played there and how he led that team to a gold medal. It's I think it just took off from there, and that was a big confidence boost for him. And he came this year, and he just did a great job showing the coaching staff what he could do.
At training camp, I think it took those first few skirmishes that we called, we'd say, make sure you take time and take this in. This is cool.
The day he called me and said, Dad, I made that final cut, it was truly a great day for both of us.
When it was actually finalized, it was kind of like, no, come on.
Derek Stepan! A wrister toward the net, off his skate, and in! Rebound, score! Derek Stepan again! Stepan scores! It's a hat trick for Derek Stepan!
He came in with a bang, and it's pretty impressive to see him, come in with 3 goals.
Your first NHL game for anybody is something you remember, and come in and to have things go as they did for him, that's something he'll remember for the rest of his life.
I had said, if he just gets a shift, I'll be happy. We'll get to see him playing his first NHL game and get a shift.
In his first NHL game, he scored a hat trick!
And I was watching the screen, and when I saw it again on tape, I turned around and I said to the lady, "That's my baby!" And she looked at me and she said, "We figured that."
We were pretty impressed, obviously. I was like, geez, how many is this guy going to get this year?
Knowing that I was drafted by the Rangers, I was so close to getting there. Didn't quite work for me, and to see him have the success that he had was an amazing feeling.
One thing I will remember is when I was on the bench and Brandon Dubinsky gave me the kiss on the visor. That'll be one thing that I'll never forget.
He was pretty humble about it, kind of didn't even want to talk about it, and yet couldn't take the smile off his face. It was a nice way to start.
I wanted to make sure that, I wasn't being that rookie that walks around, with his shoulders puffed back a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure I was accepted off the ice, and I think with the hat trick and, after the game, my biggest mindset was just make sure I handled it okay.
He's a good Minnesota boy, as I like to say, being from there as well, and very humble. He works hard, and he doesn't take anything for granted. Off the ice, he's just one of the guys. He doesn't think of himself above anybody else.
This year we've become pretty close friends, and him being my age, and there's not many young guys around the team. More this year than last year, but he's never let it get to his head. He's always been even keeled.
He's always thinking, always doing something, and good things happen when he's on the ice.
Derek is a kid that sees the rink. He's very responsible in all 3 zones. I was a guy who stuck up for my teammates. I played very physical. Didn't have the skill that Derek has.
Just the things he does with the puck, and he's always one step ahead, and he anticipates the play so well, and I think that's what makes the game easier for him.
My mom said before I left, just make sure you go out and have fun. Same with my father. And I just kept a smile on my face, and how could I really not have fun? I'm a 20-year-old living in New York City.
He's very lucky to be playing this wonderful game in a wonderful city, and this can go away in a second.
I couldn't really ask for much more. You know, I got a good group of guys to be around, and I get to do what I love every single day.